On Shavuos, we learn Megillas Rus, the life story of one individual, Rus. The Medrash asked the kasha, this Megillah has no halachas of Tumah or Tahara, not Isser and Ahetza. Why was it written down? To teach you the great schar that people who do Gmilas Chesed get. One would assume that such a meridic story of Chesed, important enough to be written down in Tanakh, would have been written down immediately. But that's not true. The Megillah ends, Berus Hailadis Oived, and Oived gave birth to Yishai, and Yishai gave birth to David. Why did it take 4 generations for the story to be written? The answer probably is that what happened at the time in the fields of Beis Lechem was nothing extraordinary. It was a simple story of chesed, of a loyal daughter-in-law, a Giyaris, following her mother-in-law back to Eretz Yisrael, ultimately doing the chesed of Mishpachas Elimelech by marrying Boaz. Nothing extraordinary, definitely not historic. But then they had a son Oved, who had a son Yishai, who had a son David. Then once David HaMelech emerged, Shmuel HaNavi recognized that David HaMelech not just happened. And Shmuel HaNavi investigated and inquired. And Baruch Kotshai, it was revealed to him that it was the schus of Rus. And only then did Shmuel HaNavi, Baruch Kotshai, write the story down in Megillas Rus. But let's ask a kasha. Was David HaMelech's yichus not enough? After all, David HaMelech's father was Yishai, was one of the 4 people that never did Averis. And David HaMelech was an enikol of Nachshon ben Aminadav, who jumped into the Yam Suf. Was it really necessary to have the schus of Rus? The Teres Chaim and Baba Basra Daf Yidalon on Beis says that David HaMelech says in Tehillim, Ani Avdecha ben Amasecha, the son of your maid. He doesn't say ben Avdecha. And the Teres Chaim explains it, that if Boaz would have married anybody else, David HaMelech would not have emerged. Why not? What happened to Yishai? What happened to Nachshon ben Aminadav? What happened to Boaz? Why weren't there schusim enough? The answer is that it's not always the greatest actions and the famous people that inspire. Sometimes it's actions by regular people with quiet dedication and consistency, with sincerity and purity. They make a bigger and a greater impression on the generations that follow them. My father, the Shiva Zechayna Levracha, used to say that some people inspire their children for Ahavas HaTorah by saying brilliant shiurim in front of hundreds of Talmidim. And others inspire their children for Ahavas HaTorah by donating Sifrei Torah and giving a lot of money for Moistas HaTorah with big fanfare and pomp. But what leaves a bigger Rosham might be the father who, exhausted after a long day, goes into his room quietly and makes sure to learn that Blat Gemara before he goes to bed. That might leave a bigger Rosham and a bigger inspiration on his children. A child observing his mother while standing by the Shabbos Lecht, with a tear rolling down her cheek as she davens, might leave a bigger Rosham in the koyach of Tefillah than that same child standing in Shul Yom Kippur while the Chazan says Hashem Elokim 7 times with hundreds of people. People say to themselves, I'm not important. Who am I anyway? How can I inspire anybody? What difference do my actions make? But no, Megillas Rus teaches us otherwise. It's the small actions, the dedication, the commitment of regular people. Those are what create dayers. Those are what inspire generations, and those are the actions that have hashpah on others. A grandmother doing a simple action with dedication and purity, although unnoticed today, might make all the difference on her grandson, whether he's going to be regular David or a leader in Klal Yisrael.